In this video, I'm going to go over the Breandan Vallance edge case on 5x5 as well as its applications on other big cubes. Now to summarize what this trick does, essentially it solves 3 edges at once using a single flipping alg. The primitive form of this case is when you have 2 adjacent and parallel 2x1 blocks, as well as a pure flip on the other edge. All you need to do to solve this is have the pure flip edge in the front right slot such that it's sandwiched between the two 2x1 blocks. Then you move the 2 unsolved wings here and here towards the middle, flip that edge, and restore the layers. An extension to this case is when you have the same setup, i.e. a checkered edge in the back and 2 adjacent 2x1 blocks, but this time one of the 2x1s is flipped. For this, you cannot just do an R2 and move both layers inwards anymore, but instead you can keep the checkered edge in the back, push the closest 2x1 block away from it, break it up with a U2, flip, and undo. The same rule applies if the nearest 2x1 is on the bottom. Or if the checker is on the left. So to reiterate, you recognize these cases by the single checkered edge and the 2 2x1 blocks. If the 2 swapped wings are diagonal from one another, you move both layers inwards. And if they aren't, you put both 2x1 blocks in the same face, move the 2x1 away from it, and split it up with a U2. From this, you can easily figure out what to do when the checker is on the outside. There are quite a few ways you can utilize this trick on 6x6 and 7x7. Obviously, you can do the exact same moves on the outer layers. And even with the inner layers. But there are a ton of crazy ways you can shift the layers, especially on a 7x7. So to illustrate here, just a few of the many cases you can get. As for whether it's worth it or not to learn all these cases, I'm honestly not sure about that. However, this is definitely something to consider when trying to optimize your L4E on 6x7, just because there's really nothing that rivals the speed of like 4 slice moves and a flip to solve your last 3 edges. So just grab a cube, experiment with the different layers you can manipulate, and decide for yourself if this little alg set is something you wish to pursue.